Today, we're going to talk about project statuses, how to use them inside of your Dubsado, how to set them up, and the different ways you can use them to stay organized inside of your small business. I'm Lauren with The Smarter Creative, and I am here to help creative entrepreneurs work smarter in their businesses, not harder. So I'm so glad you're here. I put new videos out every week, so be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit your notification bells. And if you have any requests for videos, let me know in the comments. Let's get to it. Project statuses inside of Dubsado are interesting because unlike HoneyBook and some other CRM systems, client relationship management systems, those systems actually set up your project statuses for you. So especially HoneyBook will do this. It'll be like, here's a lead, they've filled out a form, they haven't yet, contract signed, whatever. Like, it's all in there for you and you don't have to think about it, which is really nice if you don't want to think about it. But where Dubsado comes into play is there is a lot of customization that you can do with your project statuses. And the reason why they don't set it up for you is because you can set them up any way that makes sense for your business. So the first thing that happens inside of Dubsado is there's two main project status buckets. You have your leads and you have your jobs. Now, leads, for me, I'm going to consider that anyone who's inquired with me, who said that they want to work with me, who's filled out an inquiry form, scheduled a clarity call. Those are all leads. I do not consider you a job until you've signed a contract and paid a retainer, or agreed to whatever it is that makes you okay, now we are working together, and now you are a job for me to be working with you. So now there are micro buckets inside of those two big buckets, and those micro buckets are not set up at all in your Dubsado. You have the freedom to set them up however detailed or however simple you want them to be. Truly, there is no right way. It is, as I always say, the way that your brain works best, the way that you need to keep your information organized best. So I like to personally keep mine pretty simple. My jobs are upcoming work, current work, and after work. I don't know what I call it, something better than that. Because as soon as you archive a project, your workflows will automatically pause. So if you have any thank yous or check-ins a month later, 2 months later, a year later, if you're a wedding photographer, wishing a happy anniversary to the happy couple, if you archive that project inside of your Dubsado, that workflow will not automatically go. No to-dos will automatically get sent to you if it's in that workflow. So I like to create a project status where I can have those live in follow-up, and then they're just in that mini bucket and they just sit there until that workflow is done, and then I have the workflow automatically archive the project when it is complete. So you can do the mini buckets is where they are inside of working with you. Maybe it's contract signed, deposit made or waiting on deposit, onboarding invoice sent, whatever it is that phase they're in working with you, you can bucket it like that. Maybe it's sent, completed, booked, done. Great, that is where they are in your process. Or you can do it based on tasks. So if you are a photographer and you are doing weddings, you can create in your jobs mini buckets for upcoming, shooting, editing, delivered, and then feedback review, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing. So then in a click of a button, you can look and see okay, what am I editing on this week? What am I working on? What's completed? And hopefully your workflow will then automatically bump them into the next project status based on things that are done. So if you have a final deliverables form that you send out that actually links the link to their portfolio where all their images are, once that form is sent, then the project status would be complete or waiting on feedback or whatever it is for your business. There's so many ways to look at it. And you really want to take a big picture stance on what's going to help your brain stay most organized when looking at all of your projects at once from like a high level overview. Because there's two ways to organize your projects. You can organize it by project statuses, or you can use tags. Now, tags are nice because inside of a project status, you can filter it by your tag. Let's say you do weddings and lifestyle photos, but your process overall of like upcoming shooting, editing, delivering, like that's all the same. You don't want to have those all the same set for both weddings and lifestyle. Like you are going to want to have them all in those same like high level buckets and then add a tag to the project if it's a wedding or a lifestyle shoot. And then you can filter in your view of if it is a wedding or lifestyle and like a click of a button. So to me, that's a much better way to organize it. And then once you've archived a project and you're looking back on it, unless you've titled the project properly, you can always see those tags stay with that project, but your project statuses are always all over the place. So definitely at a high level of like where you're working at with clients is going to be where you want your project statuses to come in, and then you want to use tags for easy filtering and searching and things like that. So I'm now going to take you into my Dubsado dashboard and actually show you where to edit these project statuses, how you can change the names and rearrange them and change your view on them. And I'll also show you a little bit about tags and working with tags and where that comes into play and how to filter them. And then you want to make sure you stick around to the end because I got something super cool for you, so you don't want to miss out. All right, so when you are in your main dashboard, you do not see your project statuses. You need to come over to projects, and then you're going to see your leads, your jobs, your combined, and your new. And then all your archived jobs go here. So real quick, when a job is archived, again, any job that's there, any automations through workflows that are going out will get paused. They will not go out, but the reminders that are on payment plans, schedulers, and if you have any form reminders going off, those will all still automate. And anything that you sent a client that you didn't put an expiration on, those will still be able to be accessed like through their email and things, but the workflows will get paused. So then we have leads and jobs, and if you notice when you come into the projects page, one of these is highlighted automatically. So if we come over to customize, now we have all of our drop funnels here things. So we're going to add a status, and this is where we have like the mini status buckets inside of the lead or the job. So I like to have a lead captured for my lead, and then I like to have a call scheduled, call booked, great, and then maybe they are a contract sent, follow up, whatever it is. Perfect. Okay. So I like to have those leads there. I do not like to have, like if they've decided, like if I've gotten a clear no from them, I don't need them in my, like as a current project. Like if I've gotten a clear no, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to identify that in a second. Let's add some jobs. So let's say current client, and let's go a little bit more than current client. Let's say needs onboarding doc for job, first calls scheduled, editing, delivered. Okay, so then what happens is all jobs is checked right now. So when you first go to your project page, what you see, your all jobs, that is going to be like the first thing that you see. So if you want to, every time you pull up your Dubsado to know like, hey, what should I be working on right now? What should I be editing? you'd want to check that off. So the minute that you go to your dashboard projects, your projects dashboard, it will only like initially pop up your editing documents that you're working on. This is fully just like how your brain works, what you want it to look like, but it's totally up to you. And then these are all the different columns you can have. I have a ton of custom mapped fields from a video a few weeks ago, but you can have, if you edit this, you can have the created date, where they came from, and you can change how they sort based on project date, the created title, their statuses, however you want it to be, and you can sort newest to oldest or vice versa. And then lastly, we have tags in here. So tags, now this is where if you've gotten a no from somebody that is not wanting to work with you for whatever reason, maybe you're out of the price range, great. That is a tag. I'm going to add that tag and then archive them so that their project is not sitting there any longer. Sometimes I like to have a hold or something up here where it's just like I need to follow up later, but those tags really help organize. Or let's say you do both videos and photography, so your job statuses stay similar. This is where you would add a photography or videography tag, and then I will show you what that looks like here. So I'm going to go into these two different jobs, sample jobs. For this, I'm going to create the photography tag, and I'm going to put them in the editing status. And then I'm going to go back to this guy and put it on a videography in the editing status. So when I come into projects, I now have all those different project statuses, and you can always expand or collapse the different leads and jobs, however you want to see it. You can see bucket-wise how many are in there. I'm going to refresh. Refreshing always updates Dubsado. So I have two in the editing bucket here, and then they are photography and videography. So I can hover over those tags and see, and I can very quickly filter by only photography tabs here under filter, and then I can just say photography and videography or just one of them. So that is a super easy way to just stay organized with all of your projects inside of Dubsado, especially ones you're currently working on, or if you just really want to see where your leads are and everything like that. That's how you do it. I hope seeing it like going live was incredibly helpful to you. I told you I had something important for you, and what I have is a document down below that actually has project statuses of different industries. So if you just want to see like how are other people doing this, how are they doing their mini buckets inside of their big buckets, what does that look like, I have a document for you. Go ahead and grab it down below. It does subscribe you to my Working Smarter weekly newsletter, but like honestly it's a lot of fun in that tribe, and I hope that that serves you well. Both the document that has all of the project statuses from all different kinds of industries and small businesses, and then also like being a part of my newsletter tribe, because you guys are the best and I love sharing tidbits in all the different ways, and the newsletter are the first people to hear when I have a YouTube video out. Want to be the first to know, join my newsletter list. But that's all I have for you today. If you're inside of your Dubsado and you are so overwhelmed and you do not know what to do, how to make heads nor tails of it, you can hire me to come into your Dubsado. I do a few different ways of working. Right now, I do strategy session calls, 90-minute calls to talk through your Dubsado, make any small changes that we can, strategize a little bit. I do VIP days if you just need someone to go in and clean it up or set up a service. And I do full Dubsado builds. If you just need to hire someone to come in and make it all work properly and done right, and you just don't want to deal with it, I love, love, love to come into your Dubsado and make that happen. It does not matter how much of a mess it is. I do not care. I just want you to be on the other side with a polished Dubsado that is working for you, that you're excited to use. And that's what you get when you hire me. So I hope you guys all have a lovely week, and I will see you next time.